Under $100 IEM tier list. Yes, finally we're gonna cover all the cheap stuff, budget stuff on the market today and rank them where they belong to see which is the best on the market, which one's worth the money, etc. Hey friends, Tim, welcome back to another video on Gears Audio. Today we have the under $100 ranking list. I have about 30 IEMs here, and let's go through the tier list, shall we? At the top spot we have blind buy worthy, self-explanatory. If it's here, then it's worth the blind buy. Below that we have worth the demo, again self-explanatory, and below that we have niche, and niche is one of those IEMs that sounds good to a particular crowd or serve a particular market, might not be good or safe for the majority of people. And below niche we have safe. Yes, just an IEM that is dead safe, doesn't really have a wow factor, just safe. Sounds nice, nothing to really fault, but nothing to really be excited about. And last but not least we have nothing. So when I listen to the IEM, I feel nothing. I don't want to recommend it. I don't know why it exists. Without further ado, let's jump into the tier list. First one here, we have the 7Hz Zero. Good IEM, balance tuning for the most part. The only issue is in the treble area, it could be a little bit grainy, but for $20, detachable cable, good accessories, you really have nothing to complain about it. I would say it's almost blind buy worthy, but with so many other options on the market nowadays, it's just worth the demo. Next we have Aria SE and Aria. I'm just gonna put them right here. Just safe tuning, good sound, but quite expensive nowadays. $80 for this when you can get $20, $30 that sounds similar enough. Saved yourself a lot of money. The tuning is good, easy to listen to, and a lot of people are gonna like it, but it doesn't do anything wowing anymore in today's market. And at $80, believe it or not, you want a little bit of wow factor to differentiate yourself from the super budget IEMs. Next is the Blonde 03, and yes, I did throw some older ones in here just to give a little bit of context to the overall market. Blonde 03 used to be good about a year and a half, 2 years ago. Nowadays, I feel nothing. There are other IEMs, many other IEMs at around $20, $30 that run circles around the Blonde 03 nowadays. C2 Mech Warrior. Now this one I caught a little bit of hate for when I said that it wasn't that great. For me, it's just really not my taste. Female vocals have too much energy in the extension. They sound a little bit unnatural to me, but I do realize that there are a lot of people who would enjoy a signature like this. So I'm gonna leave it in niche department. And if you're wondering why I'm not doing S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier in this tier list, is simply because you can just look at my ranking list. It's not exciting to do it in that style, so I thought this style at least gives more of a bigger picture on the entire market in general and more details as well. Next is the Cadenza. Good IEM, $35, not better than the 0 or the 1ers of the world though. So for me, it's either safe or niche because it does have some treble energy that some people might not enjoy as well. So it's not entirely safe, but it's not entirely not recommend either. So I guess niche is where it belongs. Next is the CRA. Now, interesting story about the CRA. I heard some rumors that the newer CRAs are no longer tuned the same way as the old CRA. I need to buy a new one to confirm this, so I don't know if that's true right now or not. But based on the old CRA tuning, I would say it is a worth the demo. $15 V-shape IEM. The only issue it has is that it has a little bit too much treble. But all in all, 15 bucks. It's worth the demo or even worth the blind buy. Next is Moondrop Shoe, and sadly, Moondrop Shoe is gonna go in the nothing. Simply because the 1er exists, the 0 exists, I have absolutely no reason to recommend the shoe. Also, the shoe has non-detachable cable as well. Yeah, it just doesn't compete. Next is Truth Ear Zero, and this one is just great. $50 is fantastic. Harman-like tuning, so some people in the community are not gonna like the tuck bass, but for the general public, this is fantastic. Clean bass and vocal separation. Treble is fine. $50, absolutely worth the blind buy. And same sentiment goes to the Con as well. This is just the Truth Ear Zero, but more bass heavy than the Zero, a little bit less so in the vocal weight, if you will. Still, both are very good. Same positive that I give the Zero applies to the Con. Both are worth the blind buy. And the Con, surprisingly, coming in at $10 cheaper than the Zero. I didn't realize that. It's not $50, it's $40. Next is the Dioko. This one is tuned rather safe, has bass but not a lot of bass, clean lower mid-range, has upper mid-range, not a lot of upper mid-range, has treble extension that goes all the way to 20k, which is great. It's not something you see often under $100. Overall, a very versatile, non-offensive set. The only big issue it has is that the treble can be a little too much. There's a peak there, it's not really the smoothest, so vocal timbres are a little bit damaged there. But all in all, still absolutely worth the demo for me. The treble extension is something you need to hear for yourself if you're not used to hearing treble extension. If you live mainly in the budget realm, you don't know what true treble extension can sound like, Dioko will give that to you. Next, we have the Heart Mirror Pro. Man, the Heart Mirror Pro deserves its own review for sure. It is a similar style tuning to like the Aria and the Titan S. I would say it has more vocal energy than the Aria though, so the vocal and bass separation is slightly better. I like the Heart Mirror Pro more than I like the Aria, and also for the same price, it comes with interchangeable termination as well as a bonus. The Aria doesn't have that. So right now I'm gonna put it at worth the demo, but a review is coming for that in the future for sure. And the next two we have Truth Ears. Yeah, Hexa is first. This one is tuned similar to a Blessing 2 with more focus on the sub bass than the mid bass like the Blessing 2. The vocal timbre on this is fine. It's not really my favorite. It has some oddities in the treble. Treble's a little bit too much, and also upper mid range is not the most even either. The main good thing about this is that it has treble extension that is really well done for the price. So Hexa for me is still worth the demo, but by no means worth the blind buy. Next one we have Ola. A lot of people have been asking me about the Ola, and this one for me is just safe. Yes, it's not as good as the Zero or the One and for one really big reason is that it doesn't have a lot of energy in the upper mid-range and lower treble area. Now, the graph will indicate otherwise, but when I first listened to the IEM, I noticed that my vocals just feel very cramped, like they feel dull, they don't have the energy or the life that they should. And when I tested IEM using Tone Generator, I found out that there is quite a big hole from 6K all the way to around like 8 or 9K or so. So vocal energy is just not there. It's just, again, it doesn't sound overly unnatural or anything, but it just sounds dull. Not dead, but dull. Uber safe though. A lot of people are still gonna like this, and for $18, why not? Go for it. It's cheap enough, but it's by no means worth the demo, like, you know, the rest of them that I put up there. Next is Dunu Kima. Now I like the Kima for a similar reason that I like the Heart Mirror Pro, but it is more expensive than the Heart Mirror Pro, so I'm gonna put it at safe. It's good, but Heart Mirror Pro exists now, and Kima is just a little too expensive nowadays. Next one is the Ola Bass, and Ola Bass is amazing. Not only does it have a lot of vocal energy that I love, but it also sounds natural at the same time. Treble extension is surprisingly smooth as well for a single DD. Much to love, not so much to hate. Easy blind buy. Now the regular Ola though goes in the niche department. It is a vocal heavy IM, not a lot of bass, so some people will like this, but majority will not. Next we have Olina SE, and Olina SE is a really good single dynamic driver IM. Bass is satisfying, clean, well defined, vocals are nice and forward, and timbre is pretty good as well. Definitely worth the demo. Next one, TKCK Uranus, a very safe V-shape IEM that leans a little bit more on the bassy side. I have nothing to complain about this. The only nitpick, I guess, is that it doesn't really wow you. It just sounds good and the price is right, so it's not really worth the demo or anything. So yeah, it's safe purchase. Next we have the 7th Acoustic Proxima. Now this is a true IEF neutral IEM. It has an ER2 type of bass, which is to say not a lot or just flat bass. So for those of you who want bass, this is not for you, but it is really nice sounding. I love the gain area on it. Female vocals sound really nice, and the detail level on this is surprisingly really good as well. But I need to be realistic and put it in niche because, you know, not a lot of people are gonna enjoy this, but it's good. I like it. Next is the QKC X HBB, the base monster. Now this is for me the definition of a niche IEM. It's a very base heavy IEM. I would say almost near base cannon territory. And if you love base and you want a lot of fun base for cheap, 20 bucks. Easy. Next is the Quirks DSP, and where else can I put this? The tuning is in line with something like the Zero and the Con, and it's $15. The only issue really is USB-C and noise floor. Still though, it's only 15 bucks, so absolutely worth the blind buy. It is great if you don't care about the little nitpicks that it has. Next is the Starfield, the Legend, and you see where I'm hovering my finger right here. It's so sad to put the Starfield here because it kind of was one of the IEM that got me started, but nowadays in today's market, it just no longer competes. The Aria and Aria SE are similar and cheaper, and there's a lot of other IEMs like the Con and the Zero that outright beats it, so can't recommend the Starfield anymore, but way back when it was really good. Next is T2 DLC. Now this falls in the same vein as the C2 Mech Warrior. It has too much energy in the 5 to 6k range, so vocals are just really not that natural, and it is more expensive than the C2 Mech as well, so can't recommend that over the C2 Mech. Next we have the T3 Plus, and you know how we feel about the T3 Plus. Almost towards the end now is the Tansjim Zero. Now this is one that I don't feel anything at all. If you want something vocal centric, then I would recommend the Ola over this any day. Even though this is cheaper, it just does not do anything for me. It's quite unbalanced, too much in the upper mid range. Just a meh IEM. Even though it's cheap, still can't recommend it. Next we have the Dunu Titan S, and the Titan S is good, still good till today. I like it for similar reasons that I like the Heart Mirror Pro. It's not as bassy as the Aria, vocals are more forward. I like it more than the Aria basically, so still worth the demo today, I say so. I'm gonna be nice to the Dunu Titan S here today, just for today. Put it in worth the demo still. And last but not least, we have the Tongsu 1er. This one is still my favorite budget IEM. It has really balanced sound signature, good bass, a lot of note weight to the vocals as well, and treble is surprisingly smooth and non-offensive for a budget IEM. It can go nowhere else but blind buy. It is, again, my #1 favorite budget IEM. One of the most wonderful things you can buy with the $20 bill. Alright, that is it for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to do this tier list yourself, I'll leave a link to it down below. And yeah, let me know down in the comments if you agree, disagree that I missed an IEM. I probably did miss an IEM. And with all that being said, I'd like to thank my Patreon subscriber now. We have Kay, Chadwick, Sunirol, Norm, Ben, Robert, and Mason. Thank you so much for the support, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Bye.